What's going on, my friends? Chris here. I want to bring you all an update of Bitcoin. We're also going to get into some altcoins as well. What I want to do today, guys, is just take a look at Bitcoin here on the 1-day time frame is what we're going to be looking at. I want to point out here what I've been doing. I'm currently still just patiently waiting for a good opportunity. For me, guys, I don't need to jump back into the market right now. We're trading below our 30 moving average, our 50, our 200. They're starting to curl down upon us a little bit. We're still in a downtrend, as you can see here. So for me, I would rather be a little bit later to the party and have confirmation than try to pick a bottom right now, unless you're just dollar cost averaging for longer term holds. That's a whole different story than what I'm trying to do is position for a nice swing trade or a position trade in the future here. But what I would like to see is for us to see some good strength here and really change the trend on the daily time frame. That's what's going to be important, guys, and all that starts on the 1 hour time frame. So if we actually drop down to the 1 hour time frame right now and take a look at this, you can see how heavy the selling pressure was to the downside here, and then we've just really been moving sideways. So the main area we're going to need to hold for the bulls is going to be $35,254. In terms of overhead resistance, we need to break up through about $36,730. But even on the 1 hour time frame right now, we're still trading below this 200 moving average and this 50 moving average, trying to get over top of the 30. So we have no confirmed clear uptrend yet, even on the 1 hour time frame. So for me, I'm just going to continue to sit back and be patient in this area and watch and wait for a good opportunity. Personally, guys, I would really like to see a nice trend line break on heavy volume with a little bit of follow through. That would really help. But as we can see here, we got a lot of overhead resistance areas that we have to deal with. So if we turn on our VPVR, this whole point of control now, which is going to be roughly at about $39,000, is going to be an area we're going to have to get up through for overhead resistance. If we're able to get up through that, then it's going to be up to around that $42,000. So we still have a lot of big overhead resistance areas now. We got to get over top of 40, 42, 45, 48. A lot of big areas here, guys. You can see this area again up here for the 200 moving average, and that's going to come in at about 46,551. So I want to roll with the trend. I'm not going to be shorting Bitcoin at this time. So for me, it's just patiently waiting for a good opportunity, guys. You know, any longer term stuff, in my opinion, leave on, keep dollar cost average and do what you want to do. But in terms of looking for a good position trade for the next big swing, when we get a leg like this or a leg like this or a nice bull market, I'm just not there yet. For me, I want to trade other markets. I've been trading in the commodity market. There's some different plays over there. There's natural gas, oil, all different types of stuff that you can do. And I've just been more so focusing on that type of stuff, markets that are moving to the upside, rather than trying to fight the trend in Bitcoin until I see some clear confirmation of a reversal. Because right now, guys, the most likely scenario is even if we do get a bounce up here, this could still just be another lower high. So we could get up to 39,000 or so and then get rejected and come back down. That's still a possibility right now because of how far we dropped here. So the most likely scenario would potentially just be another lower high. What we would need to do is have a bounce big enough to come up here, set a higher low, and then try to get through this trend line is going to be our bullish case scenario. And guys, for the most part right now, all you really need to look at is the Nasdaq. The Nasdaq is completely controlling Bitcoin, in my opinion. I mean, they've just been so correlated together. And for the Nasdaq here, guys, you can see what's been happening. We're trading below our 200-day moving average. We're below my downtrend line here. There's just been a really big drop to the downside. So with this type of drop to the downside, even if we do get a nice bounce, say we come up here, we would still most likely just have another lower high. We'd have to try to set a higher low and then try to get up through this. But you can see the type of drop that we have had, even in the Nasdaq, and that's going to be putting pressure on Bitcoin. You know, if we take a look at the S&P 500 here, guys, so off support. One thing I do like here, just a little bit of a bullish case. You can see these tweezers right here, so kind of like a tweezer bottom or almost like a horn bottom potentially. Could be almost be a week apart there. But that would be off support, and that's going to be at about 410, but we would still need a ton of follow through here, guys. We have a big rejection point roughly up at about $430. You can see I have an alert right up in this area. And even if we did get a big bounce up into this range here, that potentially could still just be another lower high, and guys could jump in and short that as well. So bulls have a lot of proving to do. We have a lot of work to do. So what we're going to need to hold is about 405. If we do drop through 405, then it's going to be down to about that 390. Okay, so really pay attention to that stuff. Next, we're going to get into Ethereum. Same deal, still on the daily time frame. Downtrend, clearly intact here. We are trading below our 200, trading below our 30, trading below our 50. Main areas that we need to hold For Ethereum, we're going to look at about $2,500, and it's going to be down to around that $2,300. Then we look all the way down to around $2,000. In terms of overhead resistance, we need to get back up above about $3,000 is going to be the main area for us, guys. But that's the main thing that I'm just trying to tell you. You don't always have to say, all right, I need to put all of my money in right now. You know, have a plan. If you're dollar cost averaging, you're doing something, that's a whole different story. But in terms of going long, I want the trend in my favor. You can see this 200 moving average, guys. In bull markets, we're trading up above it, and many times we're gapping away from it. Right now, it's acting as overhead resistance, and it's starting to curl down upon us a little bit. So we need a big move to change that if we're going to change it. Hey, and one of the most important things is don't give back gains from a previous year or whatever because you're just trying to fight the trend consistently. And for me, I don't want to short, Bitcoin and Ethereum right now because of the moves that they can make, and they can come out of nowhere. So I also respect that fact, but just laying low right now, guys, and just really watching in terms of this space. Next one we're going to take a look at here is ADA, sitting at about 78 cents. Still tracking this wedge here. His main area of support we need to hold, it's going to be around 74 cents. In terms of overhead resistance, we're having trouble around that 91 we need to get over. Then it's going to be that dollar. Then up to around that 112 to 120 is going to be the overhead resistance areas that we're looking at. Still trading below our 30, our 50, and our 200 moving average here. So keep an eye on that. And guys, if we really step back and take a look here, Cardano's been beat up pretty good. And, if Bitcoin could get moving, I believe this is one that probably could have some good power coming out of here to the upside. So we just have to patiently wait, but it's all going to be determined on Bitcoin. And when Cardano does make these moves, guys, like heading into the forks and all that, or changes to the protocol, what you can see here is that it moves really fast. And this here last time happened in like a month and a half, maybe 2 months. And if something along the lines of this happened again, say we did break out of here, at some point that could bring you back to all-time highs, and that would put us back at around like the end of June, beginning of July. So that's how fast these moves do come in when they take place. So I know a lot of people are probably discouraged, but if you have a game plan and you are just dollar cost averaging in, you can see how far we've went to the downside here. So always something to keep an eye on there. Next one we'll take a look at is Litecoin, sitting at $96. If you're here for Litecoin, let me know. Also, I'd love for you guys to let me know what you got going on this weekend. If you wouldn't mind liking, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Just want to come out here the best I can, try to help you guys. You don't always have to nail bottoms. You can get all this trend here. You know what I mean? So that's the main thing once we have that confirmation of a reversal back to the upside. So for Litecoin, we need to hold about the area we're at here, guys. Around $91 is going to be the support area. In terms of overhead resistance, we got to get back up above 106. Then it's going to be up to about that 115. Right now, trading below our 30, our 50, and our 200 moving average. If we take a look at the relative strength, we're sitting at about 40 right now. So nothing too crazy, guys. Like I said, I don't want to try to buck the trend right now. I'm just going to patiently wait. Let me see if there's any other ones doing much right now. I think I'm just going to leave it at that here, guys. Get some from this. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Be patient, learn as much as you can. God bless and take care.